and you can tell that um she believes that a strike is right from the meal in storm clouds, and she reminds Tully of how Ford reacted when the last strike happened, and obviously many of them were injured and some of them were even dead. And she's not forgotten that, and she wants to remind people who were working at Ford how wrong their judgment was, and showed that they needed to be taught a lesson. But because obviously Tully just wants to forget about it and doesn't want to do anything about the strike now, she's fed up. And so I just think, given circumstance, I know a lot of Lisa's given circumstances, so it's like probably the best way to go to imagine what she's thinking. And I'm also taking into consideration that she probably doesn't have any friends because she's had to move up to Essex with nobody, and she probably because when you work you normally have friends, hence why there's so many factory girls and they're all support each other, whereas Lisa doesn't have that. So when Rita's getting emotional, or when the group of factory girls come into Rita's house, she doesn't really know how to react, and that's why she's kind of a little bit awkward in the corner and a little bit timid, even when at the table she's can be quite sassy towards Hopkins, but she just believes that he deserves it because he just ignores her and treats her just almost like a servant for when he comes back. So given circumstances, there's definitely a stand sassy technique that I'll probably always use. What feedback did you receive from your director? What did you think of the feedback? How will you improve on your feedback? Well, because it was a dress rehearsal, I think there was more attention on kind of the transitions and of what people are doing in the songs like Payday and Busy Woman and I Want. So I didn't get actual I wasn't really expecting any feedback on myself. However, at the end of the day, my tutor said that I've got more confident with it, so that gave me an extra confidence boost. And so I just think I need to think I maintain her mindset. And I think the practicing in heels definitely helped, because the way I walk now definitely gives me even more confidence, because I feel like when I'm walking and I know what I'm doing, I'm in control, and I won't let anybody stop me when I'm on a roll. So, and that's why the reason her and Rita kind of bump into each other in the school is because she's almost marching to there, and she wants to get to the bottom of why Perry, her son, is being caned. And that's probably why the collision happens, because she's always on the ball, she knows exactly where she's going, where she has to be. So yeah, I just think I need to maintain that confidence, but also always be aware that she's not really had any friends for a long time. So when Rita gets emotional, it's a chance for her to show her more sensitive side. And even though it might be a little bit awkward and a little bit cold at first, she suddenly gets used to it, and she realizes that Rita needs her, and she needs support from everyone, and it's her job to reassure her that she's got so many supporters. And I think that makes Lisa feel really good in a way, that she's helped other people emotionally, and when she's not really done that before. Strengths are probably my emotional. I think me and Rita's emotional scene was really, really good. I think it was I didn't feel like it was icy cold anymore. I felt like it was more warm, and I really felt like a connection between the two characters, which was really good. And I felt more comfortable comforting Rita, and I also didn't feel awkward when I was taking Rita to sit her down, because then I knew that I wanted to go round the table and face the audience and Rita at the same time, so I didn't feel awkward at all. And I think my projection was good because there were me and Gabby didn't switch mics, so I had a mic that wasn't on during Storm Clouds, but I think that was okay because I think I shouted a little bit so that the audience could hear every word, and I think they could, because I could hear myself. Like, I couldn't just hear like the ongoing music like during our like Storm Cloud scene. So I think my projection's there, and I think my I've tried to maintain my posh accent, which is like sometimes hard when I'm like shouting, but I just need to like always just exaggerate that poshness so it like compares to the factory girls, who's been brought up in a completely different background from me. I also think because I had strong facial expressions, it helped my whole body language to like it like almost guided my body language of what I was doing, especially with like my hand gestures, because from my face, especially when I was with Mr. Hopkins, it just showed that I was really annoyed and irritated, and I think I used my head so much to kind of like turn to like try and not look at him as much, and use my eyes to kind of gaze like to show that I was as bored as. I think it just showed like it helped me know what I was doing with my physical expression, because I was fidgeting, and then I had my arms crossed when I suddenly stood up in a huff, and then I was kind of having like a go at him, and yeah, I think that really helped. My weaknesses would be to remember to not go too far, because otherwise I'd be in the blackout area, and to remember that I'm bringing on a chair for Connie, and bringing it off, because that's one thing that I forgot, and to make sure that when I'm bringing on the table for the dog egg scene, to be really careful that they're with the extra leg, because otherwise if I let go of that, then half the cutlery will be on the floor, and that's why some of the like egg cup like fell over, and so did the teapot, or like the cup. So I just need to be a lot more careful with it, and we just always need to be ready to go on, because especially for the Storm Clouds scene, we need to make sure that like that Chris has a chair, but obviously if he doesn't, then it'll we'll just work it out, and we main thing is just to not smash anything, because we did smash a glass in the rehearsal and in one of the shows, so yeah, just always be careful, because there is like valuable things on there that can easily cut people, and to always be ready, but not be too ready, so that people can actually come out off the stage from payday.